talked about seasons of womanhood, seasons of life. I've talked about this on my other channel. I've talked about it in my book. And when our capacity to learn, grow, expand, hold, manifest is small, it's narrow. And we know this because when things come in, we get really overwhelmed. We're in this mode where we turn abundance into scarcity. We really need to follow as women those seasons, because otherwise we become one of those stats where it's like, oh, women trying to do it all, but we're not super women, and it's like so overwhelming and we're burned out. That's one paradigm, that's one consciousness, and I've certainly been there. In my 20s, I had a lot of windows open, a lot of containers open. You guys know I was dealing with a lot of stuff. I was going through a divorce, I was a single mom, full-time real estate business, booming business, like multiple six figures a year as in my 20s, full-time student at Northwestern University. Like, I had a full plate. Like, I had a whole buffet that I was managing on my own, right? And I was doing it. But yes, at that time, I didn't have the capacity to hold that level of abundance, to hold that level of growth and of expansion. So there's always this price to pay. It was like I was paying with flesh. Like, my health was suffering. I didn't know at the time, but I was developing a full-blown autoimmune disease that would not even be revealed until years later. I was in the midst of burnout. Like, I was barely hanging on, but I had this massive success. So even in that mode where we're kind of like getting burnt out and we're doing everything, we're badasses, like we can still do it, but there's like a price to pay, right? And obviously later on I had to I got diagnosed with the autoimmune stuff. Like, I had to do a lot of inner work. I had to transmute and alchemize that. The reason I'm bringing this up is that I then went into, after I got remarried, I got married to Irfan. He retired me from my real estate business. I graduated from university. It was just like, I got to have like just safety and family and rest. I had like 9 years where I was just being a stay-at-home mom, having my babies, raising my babies, doing my inner work. Like, I didn't have to make any like hard decisions. It was like my healing time. And so that became my baby making season, my inner work season. Then in 2017, I launched my business, this business, and I was just flow, play, like having a lot of fun, and it became kind of like my business season, right? And now, as I'm approaching my 44th birthday next month, November is my birthday month, you guys know that, and I've been contemplating and looking back at all my life, I'm realizing that as my container and expansion has grown, my ability to hold more, not only just more money, more clients, more fame, more all the things like that, but also just my ability to hold more joy, to be more orgasmic in my marriage, to be in my wildness, to be in my pleasure, to be in my full on just embodying it all, enjoying it all, playing with it all era. And looking back and realizing that as I switched through these seasons, I didn't drop the previous season. I just compounded it. I just stacked on it. And I really want to talk about this because some women have the capacity to hold more than others. There's some women that can barely handle motherhood. They cannot run an entire business on top of that. They just can't. They just don't have the capacity at that moment. And there's nervous system work. There's so much inner work you can do around that. But when they look at the rest of us and they're thinking, I can barely survive motherhood, I'm like barely making it, like every day is so stressful, well, she must be lying. She must not be in her flow. She must not be having fun. It can't be this good, right? And then we can go into stories of like, oh, the internet is fake and all of these stories. And the truth is, even without the internet, I know plenty of people in my real actual life that are living brilliant, beautiful lives, and they're not burned out, and they have many seasons active at the same time. Like right now, even in my life, I have my romantic forever marriage, honeymoon forever after, like I talk about. active. That season is like on. It's growing, it's expanding all the time. So I have my play and parenting and like friendship with my kids and modeling leadership and femininity and how to be a wife and like modeling all of that. Like that's active, right? And then I'm also feeling pleasure and joy every day in my body. I have beautiful, divine, feminine sisterhood and friendships, and I invest in high-end masterminds, and I'm surrounded by women that are celebrating life and themselves and me and each other. And then on top of that, I've got my own business, my success, my clients, all the testimonials, all the stuff that I lead, the in-person events, the online events, the courses, the books, the transmissions, the YouTubes. I have 2 YouTube channels, Instagram, TikTok. I just started my Facebook page back up. I'll link all of that below. Like all the things. And none of it takes away from anything else. None of it causes burnout or exhaustion or confusion. Because now as I've gone through all of these eras of inner work and all of these versions of me, my capacity to hold more ideas, more manifestations, more joy, more pleasure, more duality even, all the things have expanded. Like all of it has expanded. And so to someone else from the outside who can barely hold their 9-to-5 job, they cannot imagine having a full life like this. I know when I was in my exhausted era, I could not imagine having a full life. So I thought that if I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, then I had to give up a whole bunch of things. Because I'm thinking, okay, well, I can barely handle this. And if I want to add something else, well, then I have to remove something. There's like this weird subtraction thing that has to happen. That's not true. It's not true. It may be true for you right now, or it may be true for some people. And I definitely want you to listen to your body. You don't forcefully expand your capacity. It's just gentle unfolding, gentle growing. For me, it's been through inner work, through healing, through playing, through rest, through being in a very supportive marriage, being seen by other women, by seeing by family and friends, taking action in my business. Like all of it has put me in a situation of constant growth and constant expansion. But what I want you to know is that there's no price to pay. It may seem like that when you're overwhelmed. And here's the thing. If you're overwhelmed, that's a sign to me that you have a lot of abundance in your life. Because overwhelm oftentimes is the result of us not being able to hold all of the blessings that are coming at us. They overwhelm our system because our capacity hasn't expanded to be able to take in these level of opportunities. And so what I want to do for you is invite you into my 30-day coaching container. We just are about to activate tier 3 pricing yesterday, or actually today. Time is moving really weird for me right now. I'm in like a wormhole. I can't even tell, it's going so fast. This morning I announced that I added a 2.5 hour group mentorship call on riches and ravishment and rapture inside of my 30-day coaching that starts on November 1st. This is called Wild Feminine Energetics. Wild is my framework for creating more space inside of you, like literally from the inside out, to be able to hold more life. And I know that if you are one of those people that are like, I can barely hold what I have now, Mina, yeah, that's not because you need to take things out. It's because you need to expand your container. You need to expand your capacity. Now, of course, if some things are not allowed, we get aligned anymore, we get to take those out. But I'm assuming that the things in your life are the things that you truly desire. You wanted those things to be in your life. That's why they're in your life. But you can't keep just asking for more and desiring more without actually creating space inside of you. So we're going to be doing mindset work. We're going to be doing in this 30-day container mindset work, somatics, energetics, frequency work. We're going to be doing like so much potent inside out coaching. And the way I'm going to do it is every day starting November 1st, you're going to wake up and you'll have a transmission from me. It might be audio, it might be video, whatever comes through, however it comes through. and there's going to be a transmission with practices, exercises, and things you can start just really activating. And let me just tell you that this is one of my most wildest, it's called wild energetics for a reason, most pleasure-filled, fun-filled containers. So even though it is deep inner work, it's not like dreadful inner work. I know that some people turn inner work into hard work or dread. That's just not how I view it. I live my life, I enjoy my life, I create memories every single day. Every moment in my life is filled with fun, with pleasure. Just in the last 24 hours, I sent you guys an email, right? Yesterday morning I woke up, and overnight, in 7 hours overnight that I was sleeping, I made $13,000. So I wake up, I look at my sales, I'm like, oh, okay, I got paid $13,000 to sleep. Okay, beautiful. Then I got up, I did a really delicious workout, got my red light therapy going. I just had my lip blush lip tattoo thing. It's still healing, so I've been doing red light therapy on it. Got in a nice sweaty workout, got in the sauna, went and got a nice cold shower after that. Then I went and I did a delicious live stream on YouTube. And then we went to a, I don't know if you guys have ever done those escape rooms. My family loves that kind of stuff. So we went and did, Fridays are kind of half days for my kids. They get off of school at noonish. So we went to the escape room. Then we had a delicious kind of late lunch, early dinner. Then we went for dessert. Then we came home, watched the movie, right? And then we put the kids to bed at night. And my husband and I go through these phases where right now we're in the phase where we'll stay up until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., talking, watching movies, thinking of ideas, just having a blast, and then sleeping in. And then we go through a different phase where we'll no, we're gonna go to bed every night at 10:30 and wake up early. And we kind of go back and forth, and it's really fun to have that variety in our life. And then I woke up today. We had a beautiful lunch. I was audioing back and forth with my girlfriends, and then I went and got my lashes done. I'm doing this live with you, and then sure there's gonna be fun activities and things going on later today. So it's a chill life experience with everything in it. So it's a chill life experience. When I'm telling you my life, right? It's we went out to eat. We had an adventure. I live streamed and sold a whole bunch of stuff, right? I'm in the process of, I've got 3 live offers right now, 4 actually. I have the Money Power God bundle, which is an exceptional deal. Oh my goodness, you get, I think it's $45,000 of courses for under $10,000. I'm selling that bundle. I'm selling Huntress, which is included in that bundle. I'm selling God, which is coming up in November. I'm selling Wild Feminine Energetics, which, by the way, I think there's an hour left for tier 2 pricing. Every day the price goes up 24 hours, and that's my 30-day container for November. You need to be in here. November is always my biggest year, my biggest month, my biggest expansion month in all areas. It's my birthday month. It's the 1-year anniversary of my Lady Balls book. It's the 7-year anniversary of my brand, my first course. It is every single year, it's the biggest sales month for my company. It's the biggest transmutions, alchemizing in my life. You want to be there, as every single day I'm capturing that energy. Because you guys tell me when you watch my older courses, you're like, Mina, that era when you were transmuting that, alchemizing that, when you had your, when you manifested your mansion or you manifested this, that's so good, it's so potent. Thank God I captured it, because now you can still go back and watch that content. Well, that's what I'm doing again in November. I'm making big, bold moves and decisions. There's so much dropping in my life. There's so much expansion happening. You don't want to miss those transmissions. You want to be there live as it's being created. You want to see me talking about the exact practices, exercises, activities, somatics, frequencies, energetics, numbers, all the things that I'm literally doing as I'm doing them live, recording them for you, giving them to you. This is the time to sign up. Say yes. I've got so many offers, honestly, but I would say if you want that really high-end pleasure, wild, unleashing releasing like resentment, shame, like all of that yucky stuff, and just being in your like most delicious, high status, high end energy. Feminine energetics 30-day coaching is where you need to be. That's where you need to be. The other thing I need to let you know is that Kainaat Success Academy, Kainaat means universe, all that is, everything, everywhere, all at once in my culture. Kainaat Success Academy is my 1-year mentorship container with me, and we are going to make it application only starting in November. Starting in November, my team is working on it. We're going to make it application only. So right now we are just so blessed. We have like the highest and high caliber women in there, and we want to keep it that way. We want to have women that are like creating big things on this planet, like they're manifesting love and marriage and babies and money and business and growth and evolution. Like they're big women. They're women with big desires. They're women with big dreams. They're women that do big things. And so that's the energy that I want to keep in there. So those are all my current offers, current offerings. And I'm so excited for October 29th, because that's when so I have this group mentorship call on the 29th that I decided to add in for the 30 days wild feminine energetics. So if you have my rich in romance bundle, and or if you have this one, the wild feminine, which hundreds of you guys have signed up, then you get to sign up or join us live for this bonus 2.5-hour group mentorship, where we're talking about all the things, riches, romances. And let me know in the comments right now if you have signed up, if you're signing up now, and also what era are you in? What season are you in? Are you in the era where you have to move a little slower, maybe? Which is, there's no judgment, nothing wrong with that, right? I've been in those eras where you're like, no, I can only hold 1 or 2 things in my life right now, and I'm going all in there, which is beautiful. It's exactly the place you should be at. Or if you're in a season like me where you're like, I'm holding more than I've ever held before, and I have the most ease and flow in my life. Like right now, I have the most chill, the most ease, the most like orgasmic, high-end, luxury queen energy going on, and I'm freaking creating so much stuff. I have trips coming up. I have events coming up. I have courses that I'm launching. I've got the high-end group mentorship, but it all seems so easy. It all seems so, because my container is so big, my energy is so big, that it's like held in there so nicely, and I can do all of it from a relaxed state. It really goes to show you that when you do your inner work, and you are good inside, like all 4 bodies of you are good, like your mental body, your energetic body, your soul body, your physical body, like it's all good, then you're doing everything from a relaxed state. Time moves differently for you. Money moves differently for you. Pleasure moves differently for you. I can tell, by the way, when people ask me a question when I'm doing my live streams, I can tell who's asking the question from a dysregulated nervous system state, in which case I won't try too hard to coach them. I won't answer too much. They can't receive it. When you're dysregulated in your nervous system, you're not perceiving reality as it is. It's a very distorted view of reality, because you're in fight or flight or fawn and freeze. And so you're gonna not even hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, because your whole questioning, viewpoint, frame of the world has been so twisted. But when you're regulated, when you're good in all 4 bodies, you ask a different set of questions. You have a different perception of reality. Your frame is different. The way that you perceive the world is different. That's when I might not even have to say much, but you'll receive the transmission from me, because you're reading energy, you're reading frequency, you're calibrating to me. Instead of saying, well, socks, and he didn't pick up the shoes and all the things. It's like, are we seriously still talking about that? Like, we're powerful women in a powerful era where anyone with a phone and an internet connection can make millions of dollars online, change the freaking planet, break generational curses. And we're talking about who's gonna pick up the socks and the shoes? Seriously? we have to upgrade our problems. We have to seriously, we get to upgrade our problems. Like, think of high-end problems. You are a high caliber woman. We're not talking about picking up the toilet seat and who's taking out the trash and socks. Like, I just can't even with that stuff. I cannot imagine having problems like that. I cannot even, in what world is that even a problem? So I'm inviting you into something bigger, bolder, grander. Get out of that paradigm, get out of that state, create something big. Like, look at the opportunity that we've been given. The sky isn't even the limit for women in our generation. What a freaking blessing. Our previous ancestors didn't have this. We are the first generation with this sort of power in our fingertips literally every day. We can not only change our own lives, we can change each other's lives with the transmissions that we share, with the healing that we provide. Like, what a freaking blessing. And what are we gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in all the places. Wild energetics, money, God, power, all the things. Love you. Bye.